Welcome to the Sean Show. I love beer, burritos, and babe. So sit back, grab a snack, and let's have fun now. It's gonna be a radical day. It's the Sean Show.
So how's it
How are
going,
you, Sean?
Gail?
It's going well. How's it going with you?
Doing good.
What do you think of all this COVID stuff and staying home?
It sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you, Gail. Oh, how did you become an agent?
I never wanted to really be an agent. I started out as an advocate for people with disabilities because I wanted to see more images of people with disabilities in television and film. I felt that that was a way to make society more inclusive and to open up doors for people with disabilities in lots of ways. So I started out as an advocate with the California Governor's Committee for Employment of People with Disabilities. But along the way, I found my way to being an agent, and that gave me the power to suggest people with disabilities for roles and do what my mission was as an advocate. So I'm an advocate first and an agent second.
That's cool.
Thanks.
How long you have been an agent?
I've only been an agent for about 8 years, but I've been an advocate in the entertainment industry for people with disabilities for 30 years now.
How did you start working with people with disabilities?
That's a good question. I started working with people with disabilities basically because I was looking for opportunities for my own son. My son Blair is an actor, and he got a commercial through Special Olympics when he was 11. And when I tried to find him an agent, I found the Media Access Office, which did advocacy work, and connected with them. That allowed me an opportunity to see a bigger picture. And I decided that I should be doing more work overall for people with all disabilities because everybody deserved to turn on TV or a movie and see themselves represented. And that was my goal. I think my biggest advice for people with disabilities who want a career in the entertainment industry is to get educated and to train. They have to be as good, if not better, than every typical actor to get a role. And they have to take it serious as an occupation, as something they train for, they go to school for. And they have to continue training. You know how when you work out, you need to keep working out so your muscles keep ready for you to do those things? You do that, right, Sean? You work out.
Yeah, I do.
Or you did anyway. I don't know. Do you now?
Yeah, see?
Okay, yeah, I see. So you have to keep working those muscles. And the same thing with the acting muscles. You have to keep exercising them. You have to keep working at being an actor. You may get one job because of your disability, but if you're going to remain a professional actor, you need to train. And the same goes for if you have goals to work behind the scenes. If you want to be in lighting, you want to be an electrician, you want to be a producer, you've got to train. You've got to go to school. You've got to learn how to do it and make sure you're trained and just as good as anybody else.
That's a good answer, Gail.
Thanks, Sean.
What are some things you do to help with clients realize the goal?
What do I do to help clients? Okay, I help clients realize their goals by helping them prepare their materials, making sure they have good headshots, making sure they've got clips of their reels available for them so we can show off some of the work they've done before, encourage them to get training, encourage them to work hard at their craft. If I meet a client who's in college and they tell me they're they're majoring in acting or drama, I tell them to also, maybe to a secondary major in business, because they're the business. They need to be able to run their own business, not just have great acting skills. They need to be a good businessman too.
Nice. What kind of job do your clients get?
My clients get all sorts of jobs. I've had clients on Broadway. We had Ally Stroker, who got her Tony for Oklahoma, playing Ado Annie. I have clients who are series regulars, like Cole Sebas, who was in Stumptown, or Gavin McHugh, who's on 911, or Kayla Cromer, who's in Everything's Gonna Be Okay. And I have clients who do recurring co-star roles, like Nicole Evans, who recurs on, she recurs on Superstore and Good Trouble, and she's about to recur on Special. And then I even look for background for people. Today I did a big call for background performers. And an area you would know about is I put people on reality shows, things like Born This Way.
How many clients do you have?
Oh my goodness. How many clients do I have? I have a lot of clients. I have more than most agents. We probably have between 400 and 450 clients. But where a typical agent would say, okay, I need 2 African-American men in their 20s. I need 2 African-American men in their 20s who are leg amputee, an arm amputee, deaf, blind, Down syndrome, autism. So I have a broader scope of talent that I need because of the specific disabilities that people come looking for. And I also represent both adults and children, so that makes for a bigger group of clients.
Do they all live in California?
Majority of my clients live in California or New York, because the work is really in Los Angeles or New York City, and you need to be able to get to an audition quickly. If I find, for instance, a 14-year-old girl who's really talented and a leg amputee and lives in Ohio, I would put her in my files just for when that movie comes along where they go, we're really looking for a girl who's a leg amputee who can act. Because if I don't have any in LA, I at least want to have some in my files. So I have people all over the United States. But like everybody else, they have to be training. They have to be working hard at their craft, even if they're not going to get that many opportunities.
If someone wants to be your client, what do they do?
Well, right now, we haven't been taking new clients because business is kind of slow with the COVID virus. So I've been telling people to just hold off and get back to me maybe next year. But what I usually need from a client is I want their acting resume. It would show me their training as well as anything they've acted in. I want to see their headshot. And to get started, it can just be a really good picture of them. It doesn't have to be a professional headshot right off the bat. And I would want links to any of their work online. We can all create our own materials nowadays. You know, here you are creating your own materials. Other people can too. And I want to see the work that they've created. I want to see them doing some acting to see what their abilities are. And if they don't have that, they can just make a tape for me and say hello, introduce themselves, and show me a little bit of what they like to do.
That's cool. Do you start working with them?
With KMR? I started working with KMR, the agency that represents you, back in 2013. I was between jobs and didn't know where I was going to go, and so I just started hanging out on the couch in Cindy Kazarian's office with my laptop, trying to figure out what jobs were available for the few clients they had with disabilities. And eventually we decided to really amp up the department and get it going again. And that's when I became an employee and started working and developed the 450 some clients that we have now. We had very few back then. In fact, Sean, an interesting fact that you might be interested in was the first year in 2013, all the performers with disabilities at KMR together collectively made $50,000, which is not very much when you figure KMR just gets 10% of that. But in 2019, all the performers with disabilities at KMR collectively made $3 million. So that was a very nice, a nice change in 7 years. It was very progressive, and we're very proud of that.
That's cool. What has you been like working for KMR?
I've really enjoyed working for KMR. They've been very supportive. They understand our department and promote our department and feel that it's a legacy for them. You know, they're not just a typical agency. They have history that they're creating, and they're impacting television and entertainment by their support of the diversity department. So I've had a very good experience working with KMR.
What is your favorite part of your job?
My favorite part of my job is seeing my clients on TV or in a movie. That makes my day, to go and sit down and get to see them doing what they love to do. That makes me really, really happy. And then another thing that makes me happy that sounds maybe not typical, I get excited when I see someone in a TV show I had nothing to do with, because I know that all the work we did to make this happen is working. You know, other people are doing the work. Other voices are out there. And that makes me happy to know that that's happening.
That's awesome, Gail.
Thanks, Sean.
What is your least favorite part of your job?
It's data entry. When people get a job and I have to put it all in the computer, and right now, during COVID, I'm the only one that has access to the database in my department. So I'm doing all the data entry for me, for Lindsay, for Leslie, and I don't like it. I'm like past that. I'm over that in my career. So I can't wait for us all to get back in the office and have an assistant again to do that.
What has been your most challenging experience?
What has been my most, what experience?
Challenging.
My most challenging experience. That's interesting. Probably it's not as challenging now, but still a little bit. Most challenging is getting casting and producers to include people with disabilities in just plain roles. You know, not wait for the veteran who's a leg amputee, or not to wait for people's disability to move the story forward, but for there to be a receptionist in a law office, and they just go, hey, who have you got? And we can send them a woman in a wheelchair, a guy on the autism spectrum, a guy with Down syndrome. We can send them choices for being the receptionist. The receptionist isn't written to be someone with a disability, but it just needs to be a person. And it's a big challenge to get the entertainment industry to see people with disabilities as just people and not props, but as just people, everyday people.
That's cool. What is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear?
Yeah.
Related to the entertainment industry? Is that your question? Or my biggest fear in general? Like, my biggest fear is heights.
Oh.
My biggest fear. But my biggest fear in the entertainment industry, for a while it was that enough voices wouldn't come along and do this work. It's the fear is being relieved because there are so many voices now. There's a whole village of people speaking out about inclusion of people with disabilities, and that fear is slowly going away. My fear now, a little bit sometimes, is that the clients won't be prepared, that they won't exercise their muscles and be ready for the job. Because when a job comes, there might only be one chance for it, and I want to make sure that people are prepared for it. So I'm a little fearful sometimes that the talent I work with aren't doing their homework. Many are, but some are not.
Do you feel your work has been so special purpose?
I do feel my work has a special purpose. It's like a mission for me to create more images in television and film. And it has been early on. You're probably familiar with the show Life Goes On. Do you remember that show?
Yeah, I do.
And Chris Burke, who played Corky?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a great show. That show really impacted me because my son Blair, who has Down syndrome, was 10 when that show came on. And he hadn't had a lot of role models of adults with Down syndrome. And I was able to tell him to watch that show. And his life got better because of that show. One, he saw a life for himself as an adult. And two, people around us started realizing they could talk to Blair and interact to him. And it did much like your show, Born This Way, did. You taught a lot of people that people with Down syndrome can do a lot more exciting things, and a lot of the things they dream of, they can achieve. And it gave people a better understanding, and it made it a better world for all people with Down syndrome.
That's awesome, Gail.
Well, and you're awesome. You did a big part of making this happen, of making a difference in the world. And I'm really proud of that work that you did.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Has COVID-19 has been an impact on your work?
COVID-19 has impacted my work greatly, and for the entire entertainment industry. We're slowly starting to come back, but it all stopped for a while, and we had people that were out of the country working that we had to get back home. They just stopped working and came back, and we haven't been able to do much for our clients. It's starting to pick up now. Our department was on furlough during COVID-19. We're hoping to go back to work on October 1st and find good jobs for our clients and get them working again. But it's definitely impacted us as it has impacted the entire entertainment industry.
Do you have any project you are excited about?
Wow, well, I have a lot of upcoming projects I'm excited about, but I can't share any of those with you. But I can share a couple of projects I'm excited about that people can watch right now. Apple TV has Little Voice on, and Kevin Valdez, who's on the autism spectrum, stars as the little brother in that, and they can go stream that and watch it. Also, oh gosh, I hope I'm right. I hope it's Amazon has Away. It's a wonderful show about a mother who goes into space to go to Mars, and one of the friends of the daughter has Down syndrome. It's Felicia Patty out of New York. So there's 2 shows right now people can watch. I think you can also stream Freeform's show Everything's Gonna Be Okay, that has stars Kayla Cromer, who's on the autism spectrum. So there's a lot of good shows out there right now that include people with disabilities.
That's cool.
Know what else? Lifetime has a Christmas film coming up with Ali Stroker, who is the woman who won the Tony for Oklahoma. So watch for that in the beginning of December on Lifetime.
Well, that's awesome, Gail, because my birthday is October 6th. I'm turning 27.
Wow! October 6th, that's right around the corner. Are you going to do something special?
Yeah, my girlfriend's coming.
Nice. Are you guys going to do something special, like eat a special meal or?
Yeah, yeah, because she lives in Utah.
Oh, so it's a big deal that she's coming. That's a long distance.
It is.
How's it having a long distance relationship, Sean?
I like it. I like to FaceTime with her. What has been your favorite project you're working on?
Favorite project I've ever worked on?
Yeah.
There was one that was really a favorite of mine that it was a pilot that didn't get picked up, but it was called Love You More. And there were 7 adults with Down syndrome in it, and that made me so happy. And they did such a great job. It was a wonderful, wonderful, it's wonderful work by them, and I'm really proud of them for it. So that's probably my favorite job. Some of the jobs I've gotten to do and work on, like years ago, I worked on Touched by an Angel. Every time Chris was on the show, I was his assistant, his coach, and I loved working with Touched by an Angel. And then my own son, Blair, has taken me many places. I think one of my favorite jobs with him was CSI, and they had us on Halloween. We missed Halloween festivities because we were shooting until midnight out in the desert, and they were throwing him off a horse for that, and killing him on the front of the cowboy threw him up against bullhorns on the front of a truck and stabbed him, and he died. So this was just a wonderful experience for Blair because it took a lot of hard work for him to do this show. And it was cold and it was late, and I think it was 1 a.m. Halloween when we finally wrapped and got to come home. And that's one of my favorite experiences with Blair because he did such a fine job.
You like him?
Yeah.
How old is your son, Blair?
Blair is now 41.
Nice.
Yeah, so he started acting when he was 10. So he's been acting for 31 years now.
What is your interest in hobbies outside of your computer? Career.
But my career is my computer, so that makes perfect. Some of my favorite hobbies. I love gardening. I love being in my yard. In fact, I keep trying to figure out when I can get out there, but I get called back to my computer, so it's kind of, I'm back and forth with it. I used to love painting, and not painting like painting a portrait, but painting furniture or painting walls. I used to do faux finishes years ago, which is making a wall look like it's a stone wall, or painting clouds on the ceiling of a nursery for a baby. I used to do a lot of really interesting things and enjoyed it. But I don't get time to do the painting much anymore. I have to stick to the gardening when I get a chance. Do you like gardening? Do you like being in the yard?
Actually, I never done gardening yet.
Yeah? Blair's not a big fan of it either. He doesn't like to get dirty.
So, what his hobbies?
What are Blair's hobbies?
Yeah.
Oh, well, during COVID, Blair has done theme days. Like one day was The Mighty Ducks, and he watched all 3 of the Mighty Ducks movies. Another day was Annie, and he watched 4 different versions of the musical Annie. So he's doing these theme days and watching movies. He also likes to do a lot of arts and crafts. It's interesting the things he makes and comes up with.
Oh, that's cool.
What do you like to do? What are your hobbies?
Eat out, sleep, be lazy, and play video games. That's it.
Eat out and sleep would be right there with Blair too. He likes both of those very much.
How about you, Gail?
I want to eat out again. That would be lovely. Have someone serve me food. I look forward to it. My favorite restaurant went under during COVID. We used to go to a little restaurant every Saturday with Blair and all his friends, and all Blair and his friends sat at one table, and all the moms sat at another table, and the waiters knew us all. It was called 4 and 20 Pies in Studio City. And we've been there for years every Saturday, and they were not able to survive COVID, and they're not there anymore. So once it's all over, I'm not sure what we're going to do, but I'm going to miss them so much. So yeah, eating out, I miss that.
Me too. What is your favorite food?
Oh, I'm not a big foodie. I've often said if there were a pill I could take and not be hungry anymore, I'd take that. 4 and 20 did make me an awfully good grilled cheese sandwich with bacon. That was kind of cool. But also right now, I'm really addicted to popsicles. I like coconut and pineapple popsicles that have coconut and pineapple in them. And I always look forward to finishing my meal so I can go have a popsicle.
That's awesome.
They are awesome.
It is. What is your favorite movie, like all times?
Okay, you won't even know this movie probably, but it's Funny Girl. It's a movie with Barbara Streisand, and it came out back when I was in high school, and that's my favorite all-time movie. I could watch it anytime.
I watched it too. It looks good.
Good.
What is your favorite color?
Beige or blue? I'm not sure. I like beige because it's beige. It fits in. It doesn't cause any ruffles or problems, and it goes along with anything. It's kind of beige is my lifestyle if I could, but since I have blue eyes, I tend to wear a lot of blue.
That's cool, Gail. I hold you on it, and were nominated for a Lifetime Achievement Award. Can you tell us a little about that?
Well, sure, I can tell you about it. I received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Media Access Awards for my work in the entertainment industry. And I was very honored because they are probably one of the most influential groups in the entertainment industry, promoting inclusion of people with disabilities. Sean, and back a long, long time ago, in 1999, when were you born?
1994.
94. So in 1999, when you were 5, I was, there was a group called American Mothers, and I was the National Mother of the Year. Because I was raising 8 children at the time. I had my brother's children as well as my own, but also because of my work in the entertainment industry for people with disabilities. And that was a really good year too, to celebrate that. So I've been very blessed with people recognizing the work that I've done, and that is a blessing. It feels good to be recognized.
It does.
Yeah. Have you gotten any awards?
Yeah, I have like 5 or 10 times.
Wow. Do you have a favorite award?
Emmy Award?
Yes, I got it with me.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You gonna show me?
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's very cool. I
All
show
right.
my awards, but they're at my office that's locked up and I can't go in it because of COVID.
All right. I'll show you my award.
Okay.
All right, Gail.
I don't know.
It's
I'm
this.
ready. Oh, that's beautiful. Let me see what it says. It says your name. Don't hide it, flaunt it. The Flaunted Award. You are definitely a flaunter. That is wonderful. And it's so pretty. It's my favorite color. It's blue.
Oh, nice.
Congratulations, Sean.
Thank you. And another one says about you got nominated for the best casting on Born This Way.
The casting group of Born This Way, yeah, they got a couple of awards. I'm really proud of them.
One of them that says my name on it.
Yeah? Oh, good. I'm so glad you got one. That's awesome. They did a great job casting you in that show.
It does.
Yeah, that's fun. Awards are fun.
It is fun.
They remind you of special times in your life.
Gail, you got
Yeah.
anything else to tell our viewers?
I think the only thing else I really have to tell them is what a special person you are and what a great job you did in Born This Way and now making your own content. I'm so proud of you. It's wonderful. And I thank you for letting me be on your is it a podcast? Is it a video cast? I don't sure what you call it.
It's called my YouTube show.
YouTube show. Well, thank you very much, Sean, for letting me be a part of the YouTube show. I really appreciate it.
I'm gonna thank you for all your help to answer all these questions. I'm gonna thank you to be on the show with me.
My pleasure. And I hope you have a great time with your girlfriend when she gets there. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, it's good to see you, and I look forward to seeing you in person again when all this COVID virus stuff is over.
It does.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, Sean.
No problem, Gail. I will see you later.